bienvenue à cette première conférence connectée. Ça ne sera pas une conférence comme les autres. Et puis, évidemment, le moment phare de la conférence, ça va être le speech de Marc Maloney. Alors, l'historique, c'est que, bien sûr, ça a été avec beaucoup de peine qu'on a dû annuler notre conférence de district. Non seulement toute l'équipe autour de moi avait énormément travaillé pour que ce soit une belle conférence, aussi, vous, dans les clubs, cette année, vous aviez aussi beaucoup préparé, puisque pour la première fois, on devait faire une exposition des projets des clubs à la conférence. Le président Marc Maloney avait désigné pour être son représentant à notre conférence de district Jean DELAS, que vous voyez à côté de moi. Et donc, c'est grâce à toi qu'est venue cette idée de faire ça sous forme de cette conférence connectée, et que Marc Maloney a eu la grande gentillesse, quand on lui a demandé, d'accepter d'être avec nous. Donc voilà, tout est parti de là. Alors, Jean?
Bonjour chers amis du district Centre-Poitou. Bonjour tous les amis qui sont derrière cette caméra et qu'on ne voit pas, bien sûr, comme vient de vous le dire Alain. Je suis moi aussi très heureux de vous retrouver pour cette conférence de district d'un très nouveau genre, compte tenu de ce moment spécial, évidemment, de pandémie. En effet, j'aurais dû me présenter devant vous physiquement en tant que représentant du président international le 4 avril dernier à Orléans. Mais hélas, ce fut annulé. Alain et son équipe avaient travaillé d'arrache-pied pour organiser ce moment important pour le district. Aussi, j'ai pensé que ce serait encore mieux que le président vienne directement, lui-même, à votre rencontre, avec bien sûr l'accord d'Alain. J'ai donc fait la proposition à Marc Maloney d'organiser cette visio, et il nous a fait l'honneur et le plaisir, comme vous l'a dit Alain, d'accepter. Donc déjà, en avance, merci Marc. Écoutez, je pense que vous connaissez déjà a priori tous Marc Maloney, toujours avocat, associé avec son épouse Gay dans le cabinet d'avocats fondé par son beau-père à Decatur en Alabama, aux États-Unis. Son thème pour l'année, vous le connaissez puisque nous l'avons travaillé toute l'année, c'est le Rotary Connecte le monde. Je vous laisse plutôt attendre la visite de notre ami Marc.
Nous sommes à peu près 400 personnes. Beaucoup de rotaractiennes et de rotaractiens. Donc beaucoup de rotariennes et de rotariens du district 1720. Je voudrais commencer par saluer mes amis gouverneurs de la promo Sam Awori. Et puis nous avons la chance d'avoir un certain nombre de VIP. Donc Serge Goutéron, bonjour Serge. Serge, c'est le seul Français qui ait été, il y a quelques années, non seulement membre du board, du conseil d'administration du Rotary International, mais même le vice-président du board. Je crois que c'était en 2004.
Bonjour à tous, je suis très heureux de participer à cette première réunion. C'est pour ça que lorsque Jean m'en a parlé, j'ai dit je ne peux pas manquer ça. Et ça restera dans l'histoire, et ça restera dans l'histoire, dans ton histoire à toi, cher gouverneur, cher Alain. Et il se trouve que je connais assez bien Marc. Lorsque nous avions fait la conférence d'Antibes-Juan-les-Pins en 2003, la conférence présidentielle de Jonathan Mayagbe, Marc était présent à titre d'aide de camp du président international.
À l'écran aussi, donc Roger Lors, bonjour Roger. Donc Roger qui va être au 1er juillet, qui est administrateur élu, qui au 1er juillet sera l'administrateur des zones 13 et 14, que Françoise Durand, bonjour Françoise. Françoise est passe gouverneur, rotarien, c'est qu'elle est aussi la présidente et la directrice de publication de Rotary Mag. Vous savez, ce Rotary, ce magazine qui a fait quelques beaux progrès et que maintenant on laisse si volontiers traîner chez nous en espérant que nos invités vont tomber dessus. Donc Mireille et Catherine qui sont avec nous aujourd'hui, elles sont basées à Zurich, donc Mireille Métan et Catherine Neffenegger. Et puis un autre VIP, un jeune VIP, Thibaut Gabory, Thibaut qui est rotaractien à Orléans, mais que va jouer un rôle sur le plan national. Je sais qu'il y a beaucoup de DGE dans l'audience, et donc ami DGE, eh bien Thibaut sera le responsable Rotaract France à partir du 1er juillet, et on est très fiers dans le district.
Good morning. Bonjour. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, Monsieur le Président international.
Marc, I
oui.
wish to tell you how happy we are to have you with us today. It's almost incredible. It's the very first time in the history of our district that a president of Rotary International is visiting us. It's extremely important for all of us. You know, when you are in a club, in a small city in the center of France where we are, sometimes it's hard to really believe we are part of the big organization of Rotary International. But today, because you are with us, we have a very strong feeling that yes, it's true, we are part of this very large family that is Rotary International. Thank you very, very much, Mark, for being with us. I know how busy you are. Thank you very much. Before I let you speak, Serge and Jean will say also a few words for you, but I am so happy you are here.
Well, Mark, I'm very happy you're here, and you understand what I say, okay? But it's a pleasure because I have to represent you, but you are here, so I have nothing to do, to listen, to open my eyes, and to thank you very much for your challenge, for challenging this new conference, CONNECTEE. And for us, it's the best moment in our life for Rotary. Okay, Alain? You agree with what I say?
It's a fantastic.
Yes.
A fantastic.
Hello, Marc. Hello, Marc.
Hello.
Nice to meet you today.
Yes.
Nous sommes très heureux de te voir, cher président. Je disais tout à l'heure que nous avions eu la grande chance que tu sois l'aide du président Mayagbe à Antibes-Juan-les-Pins pour la conférence présidentielle du président. Et je pense que vraiment, lorsque tu as choisi comme thème connecter, le Rotary connecte le monde, je pense vraiment que tu ne pensais pas si bien faire, car aujourd'hui nous sommes en pleine connexion.
Bonsoir, fellow Rotarians. I know that this is an unusual way for us to meet, but these are unusual times. And we are certainly doing our best to meet the Rotary Action Plan of increasing our ability to adapt. As the COVID-19 crisis began to impact the world, country by country, Rotary's way of reaching out hand to hand, person to person, had to be put aside. But our powerful need to connect with each other has never waned. As I have watched the many ways you and all within the family of Rotary have connected the world with your actions and your compassion, I have never been prouder to be a Rotarian. The COVID-19 global pandemic continues to threaten our health, our safety, and our way of life. But while this crisis is serious, we know that this challenge is a temporary state. We will get through this by working together and taking care of each other, just what Rotarians do. I know this because Rotary connects the world. And that theme has never been just a slogan for me. I really believe it. Rotary connects the world is a description of how and why Rotarians achieve so much. We invest in relationships. We make decisions grounded in evidence. We know how to mobilize our networks to create solutions that last. And we are always learning from our experiences in projects, clubs, and careers. In early March, my wife, Gay, and I had just finished traveling through Zimbabwe. And we were in the United Kingdom when the first wave of COVID-19 travel restrictions started to take hold. We were all set to continue our connections through Europe, into Turkey, and ending in France, in Nancy and Paris for the Rotary Day at UNESCO. But we knew that we had a higher duty. We had to model public health behavior. Throughout the fight to end polio, Rotary has shown what we can do when we draw on our collective strength to improve global public health. We have created solutions that match the people they serve. We have evaluated the results to learn from our successes and setbacks. Our partnerships have played a critical role bringing us to this point. The fight to end polio is led by the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, which includes Rotary, UNICEF, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the World Health Organization, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, and governments of the world, with the support of many others around the globe. Because of our global leadership, people look to Rotary for leadership in the area of public health. And we felt, Gay and I felt, a special obligation to follow the advice of the World Health Organization and to curtail our public meetings and travel at that time. Since then, Rotary has made a number of difficult but essential decisions to model behavior and protect the health of our members. Most difficult of all, we felt it necessary to cancel the 2020 Rotary Convention in Honolulu. But we have been exploring ways to share some of the great programming we had planned for the Honolulu Convention across the world. And I'm very pleased to share with you that we will celebrate a virtual convention. Now more than ever, Rotary connects the world, a virtual convention on June 20 to 26. And I invite you to participate, and we will be sharing more news in the coming weeks. While we may approach things differently, together we are so powerful. We represent an organization of 1.2 million inspired women and men who have come to Rotary with the goal of building a better world. Building a better world might seem like a daunting task until you understand the power of connection, because it is the power of connection that will allow all of us to do the tasks we have set out to do. We have a proud legacy upon which to build. This year especially, we have furthered our legacy as Rotary connects the world. Rotary's impact on the world is up to you. You will have a lasting impact on the world, but you will not do it alone. We are Rotarians, Rotaractors, and supportive members of the family of Rotary. And we are going to harness the power of connection, just as our organization has been doing now for over 115 years. We have a long, proud heritage, and we will continue to thrive because we are not afraid of change. Together, we will walk the path of this important journey. Together, we are united to stay safe, but also to help others to stay safe. Together, we are united to stay healthy, but also to help others to stay healthy. Together, We are united to stay connected, but also to help others to stay connected. Together, we share the aloha spirit. Join me as we take action to lead communities both near and far as Rotary connects the world. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much, Mark. Now we have time for a few questions. It's very important to remain attractive and efficient, both now, during the pandemic, and after. Are there any changes that you would like to see happening in the clubs around the world, in the way we are organized, in the way we do things, to make sure we will remain attractive and efficient?
Thank you, Alain. Well, first off, I have been so proud of how Rotarians have made the pivot from in-person meetings to virtual meetings. Rotarians and Rotaractors across the globe have made the turn. For some, it was almost immediate. They met in person one week, and the next week, they were meeting virtually. For others, it took a little more time. Even my own Rotary Club, it was 3 weeks with no meetings before we could make it to our virtual meeting. But I do hope that we will be innovative and flexible in what we do. We are now in a new environment. We have except for maybe some e-clubs, we have very little experience in how to operate in this environment. And the Rotary clubs are the laboratories for determining how best we can move forward. We need innovative ideas from Rotary clubs around the world. And the Secretariat staff, the club and district support staff in Zurich and Evanston and around the world are collecting these ideas and sharing these ideas with Rotarians across the globe. We need to focus on 3 areas: member engagement during this period, and to me, that is the most important. Service to our communities during this period, and fundraising during this period. We need innovative ideas about how to conduct fundraising events online. And I know that there are many ideas there, but member engagement is the most important. We must continue to have these virtual meetings. We must provide some variety in these virtual meetings, not simply talking heads like this one right here, but some sort of innovation. And for those members who we do not see have signed into the virtual meeting, we need to be following up with them to make sure that they know that they are still connected with their club. That maintaining that connection is the most important thing that we can do now. We want Rotarians to recognize the value of their membership, to feel that it is valuable, that here in this time of separation and social distancing, his or her Rotary Club made the effort to connect and make sure that they are doing well. So we need lots of innovations. As a matter of fact, at the last board meeting, the board directed President-elect Holger Canuck and me to appoint a 9-member pandemic response task force. And later today, this afternoon, my time, this evening, Holger and I will be meeting to discuss and finalize the membership of that committee. And that committee will be charged with looking particularly at the short term. What can we do immediately in this virtual environment to enhance the club experience and to facilitate Rotary International and its business and administration? So we are working on this immediately to move forward.
Thank you very much, Mark. Now we have another question from Daniel. Daniel is a Rotarian in the Rotary Club of Orléans.
Bonjour, cher Président. Est-ce que la pandémie pourrait changer notre focalisation à moyen terme sur Polio Plus et nos relations avec l'OMS, le WHO pour les anglo-saxons, et la fondation Bill et Melinda Gates? Et par ailleurs, des membres du club Rotary d'Orléans suggèrent que le Rotary International et la fondation Rotary puissent participer à l'élaboration et au financement d'un programme de recherche-développement ambitieux pour faire progresser l'humanité dans la prévention et la lutte contre les risques futurs de pandémie, comme par exemple le très grand projet auquel vont participer une 30aine de pays du monde entier. Est-ce que cette voie est envisageable?
Thank you for that question. There has been a lot of concern about Rotary's focus on polio eradication in recent weeks, understandably so. I do recognize that here in the short term, the focus of many Rotarians is not on polio eradication. It is on the current pandemic crisis that we face. And the Rotary Foundation has responded immediately with $3 million from the World Fund for district response grants, with the telethon that was conducted on this past Saturday to raise additional funds, and with fundraising efforts in encouraging governors to transfer district designated funds, providing the opportunity for convention registrants to divert their registration fees to the disaster response grant, and other fundraising efforts. So our short-term focus is very much on this, and the Rotary Foundation, I think, has responded admirably and quickly. In the long term, it is still our objective to eradicate polio. Why would we come this far and be this close and not finish the job? Yes, we have to take a pause now because the social distancing requirements prohibit us from conducting the door-to-door and person-to-person immunization campaigns. But this time will pass and we will be able to resume our efforts. Plus, what the groundwork we have laid, the infrastructure we have helped to create, has helped countries address the current crisis. I'm a big believer that we will continue our partnership with the World Health Organization. We have seen a lot of political statements recently regarding the WHO, but the WHO has been a valued and important partner with Rotary to eradicate polio. Rotary could not eradicate polio on its own. It's only through its partnership with WHO and UNICEF and the other partners that we have succeeded. In terms of funding research to prevent future pandemics, remember that the Rotary Foundation is principally an organization to support the projects of Rotary clubs and districts. And we don't want to change that focus. We are not just a Ford Foundation or a Hilton Foundation that receives grants, proposals from the public and says, we will fund this. We will be very supportive of research to prevent pandemics. But I must say that particularly at this time and with our commitment to polio eradication, I think that such an effort is more appropriate for other organizations than for Rotary to take on, particularly until we reach the end with the eradication of polio. Thank you so much. Merci.
Merci, thank you, Marc. Our next question, notre prochaine question va être posée par quelqu'un du Rotaract, par Alice. Alice, qui est membre du Rotaract à Tours et qui est aussi notre RRD, notre responsable Rotaract de district cette année.
Hi. So Mark, thank you very much to be with us today. It's just awesome. So I have one question. Last year, Rotary Council on Legislation approved elevation of Rotaract statues. Personally, I'm one of these fervent Rotaractors who campaigns for a better relationship between Rotarians and Rotaractors. I think it's a strong link, important and necessary, which must go beyond the goodwill, because all of us have some skills we should share in order to reach mutual benefits. This teamwork should make Rotary more appealing and welcoming to young professionals. And in France, the analysis is clear. A few Rotaractors become Rotarians. So today we are almost 40 Rotaractors and we are listening to you. So my question is, which message would you offer to encourage them to become Rotarian later?
Well, I think my message to Rotaractors is to craft Rotary the way that you want Rotary to be, not try to fit in to Rotary the way a prior generation has crafted Rotary. There is no reason why a group of Rotaractors cannot form their own Rotary club. And hopefully by eliminating the age limitation, the artificial age limitation on Rotaractors, this will permit Rotaractors to continue the relationship, to continue their membership in a Rotaract club, continue their relationship with Rotary until the time that is right for them to transition into Rotary. And to me, one way to do that is for a group of senior Rotaractors to band together and form their own Rotary club and make it in the image that they want it to be, not trying to fit into something that does not appeal to them. One of Rotary's downfalls is that people like me, with my gray hair, and I'm turning 65 next week, oh my goodness, are trying to decide what the younger generation wants. We should not be the ones deciding. The younger generation itself should decide. And if that means not joining an existing Rotary club and forming your own Rotary club, or perhaps connect with an existing Rotary club and form a satellite club so that you have the support of the existing Rotarians, but you operate in your own way, I think we have the opportunity to really expand Rotary and extend our reach to the younger generation by doing that. And I've heard examples of that. I heard recently of a Rotary club in North Carolina. They've got 12 members. Every one of the members is over the age of 70 years. And they have a particular way of meeting, and they do not want to change. And they realize that in a few years, there will be so few of them left that their Rotary Club will disappear. Well, they have taken the initiative to form a satellite club that meets with, it's a younger group of people, meets at a different time, meets in a different way, does things totally differently. They support them, and they realize that eventually the Rotary Club in this community will not be this group of 70-year-old men, but will be the younger group, and that the satellite will become the Rotary Club in that community. So I appreciate your interest. I appreciate your continuing support of Rotary. You know, we have to do a lot. It's not, you know, we can't just flip the switch and say Rotaractors are partners with Rotary. They are, but we've got to change perceptions of Rotarians and Rotaractors all over the world, and that takes some time. But I'm very hopeful, and I think we have the opportunity to really expand among the younger generation. I hope you think so too.
Ces dernières années, on a vu apparaître différentes formes de clubs et notre président nous a incité à développer la diversité des clubs. Ça ne nous a pas échappé. Alors, un de nos membres s'interroge et se demande si finalement on ne pourrait pas envisager de créer des e-clubs, mais qui se réunissent sur un thème particulier et qui seraient rassemblés finalement autour d'une préoccupation thématique, par exemple la lutte pour l'alphabétisation ou la préservation des ressources en eau. Et donc, ça donnerait un club qui s'appellerait le Rotary Club Alphabétisation. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose qui pourrait être envisagé?
Absolutely, yes. There is a club that is about to be chartered in Minnesota, USA, that is a club focused on ending child trafficking and child slavery, which you don't think would be a problem, but it is worldwide, even here in the United States. And there is the E-Club of, I think it's called E-Club of World Peace. I just spoke to them in a virtual meeting last week. So it is, I encourage this to have cause-based Rotary clubs going forward. And that is a great way to expand our reach and to connect people who would not otherwise be connected with Rotary. And so I think that's a wonderful opportunity and suggestion. And I encourage district membership leaders to consider what sort of clubs can be organized in their districts focused around specific causes.
Est-ce qu'il pourrait y avoir des adhésions familiales dans les clubs? C'est-à-dire, finalement, on ferait adhérer la famille entière, le père, la mère, pourquoi pas les grands-parents? Enfin, je ne sais pas. Y a-t-il eu des expériences dans ce domaine qui pourraient nous éclairer?
I don't know that I can come up with a specific example. I've heard stories that there are some clubs with these sorts of memberships. But there's certainly, you know, with the innovation and flexibility, there is certainly no reason that a club cannot change its bylaws and permit family memberships. You know, I have encouraged Rotary to be more family friendly, not necessarily to have a family membership, but to be more family friendly, to be conscious of family commitments, particularly of younger members, when they organize their meetings and their service projects, to organize service projects that it is easy to bring the children along and for them to participate. We do not want Rotary to compete with the family. We need to incorporate the family in what we are doing. And we've seen clubs do this in many different ways. The Rotary Club of San Francisco, California, for example, has a children's table. And if you bring your child to the meeting, you can leave your child at the children's table, and Rotarians, other than the parents, sit at the table with the children, and the parent goes and sits elsewhere in the room. Just another way to be friendly to families with children.
Les modalités de fonctionnement sont très différentes dans le monde pour le Rotary, alors que chacun essaye de s'inscrire dans un mode de fonctionnement uniforme. Est-ce qu'il n'y a pas là un frein qu'il faudrait essayer d'évaluer pour donner encore plus d'attractivité dans les régions où on mettrait en place des dispositifs en quelque sorte un petit peu régionaux?
I think not only should we have regional differences, I think we need differences within individual communities. When you look at a particular Rotary club, if there's only one Rotary club in the community, it serves only a limited number of people. See this piece of paper? It represents all the people who would be eligible to be Rotarians in a community. But because a club meets on Monday evenings for dinner, there's some people in the community that cannot meet on Monday evenings. And because some clubs meet in a traditional way with lots of protocol and an expensive dinner, and there's other people who choose not or cannot afford to do that. And there's some clubs that they do certain sorts of projects that are not appealing to certain segments of the community. Well, then they're not being served. So instead of this entire community being served by that Rotary Club, it's only this part of the community that is served. We need new, different Rotary clubs that will serve all of these parts of the community that are not being served by the existing Rotary Club. So we need a great deal of variety, just like commercial establishments establish many different types of products to serve different segments of the community. We also need different products. Some people like red wine, some people like white wine, some people like rosé. Well, we need a red wine Rotary Club, a white wine Rotary Club, and a rosé wine Rotary Club to attract different groups of people. Thank you.
Tu as juste oublié le champagne, qui est quand même quelque chose de très important pour nous. Mais ça n'est pas très grave.
I almost started to use Coca-Cola, and I thought that's not the right, you know, Coca-Cola,
No,
Diet Coke, Cherry
absolument.
Coke, but I thought that's not right for this audience.
Les Rotariens ont un très grand désir de servir pour limiter l'impact de cette crise mondiale. Alors, j'imagine qu'à travers le monde, tu as dû voir un certain nombre de choses. Est-ce que quelques beaux exemples pourraient les inspirer?
Well, one example is Rotarians in Southern California, USA, who a few weeks ago gathered together in 5 different locations within that Rotary district, in hotel ballrooms, big hotel ballrooms. The hotel ballrooms were not being used because of the social distancing. And in those ballrooms at tables spaced far apart, they manufactured 30,000 of these plastic face shields, the clear plastic face shields, you know, not the mask, but the face shield.
We have
and
that.
They manufactured 30,000 of those over 2 weekends. And they got great coverage on one of the Los Angeles television stations. In Bangladesh, they have bottled and distributed 30,000 of the hand sanitizers and distributed it to the needy so that they would have disinfectant available to them. And the Rotarians in Italy, they have together, including foundation support, expended 10 million euros on providing personal protection equipment, but also special the rolling beds that with covers over them so that you can transport COVID-19 patients safely. And there are many other, and special ambulances. Those are just some of the highlight projects that come to my mind immediately.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you. I think we have covered a lot of very interesting issues through those questions, and we got very inspiring and very interesting answers. Thank you, Mark.
You're most welcome.
Mark, you can stay with us. Now we are to move to a next step of this meeting, which is we are to introduce our governor for 1922-1923, which dans notre district, c'est que les gouverneurs travaillent beaucoup ensemble. En tout cas, depuis un certain nombre d'années, nous avons la chance de travailler entre les gouverneurs précédents et les suivants. C'est pourquoi, pour cet événement, j'ai souhaité être entouré donc, du gouverneur élu de mon district, Francis Balme. Bonjour Francis. Du gouverneur nommé, donc, qui succédera à Francis, Yves Chausset, que vous voyez ici. Et donc la nomination d'un gouverneur, ça se fait avec, je crois que Christian va vous l'expliquer, mais le président de la commission de nomination des gouverneurs est le gouverneur d'il y a 5 ans. Donc en l'occurrence cette année, c'était Christian Olive, que vous voyez à l'écran. À toi va revenir l'honneur de nous annoncer qui sera notre gouverneur 2022-2023.
Bonjour, cher Marc. La commission de nomination du gouverneur de l'année rotarienne 2022-2023, la commission a entendu les 3 candidats. J'ai le plaisir de vous annoncer qu'après délibération, la commission a désigné Nicole de Montaudier, membre du Rotary Club de Châteauroux dans le département de l'Indre, comme gouverneur nommé pour l'année rotarienne 2022-2023. Nicole, avec nos félicitations, nous t'adressons tous nos vœux de réussite pour cette belle mission, accompagnée de ton époux Bernard, qui t'a permis de découvrir le Rotary dès 1975. Merci.
Voilà, bravo Nicole. Alors, on va dire que, chers amis de district, c'est la première fois dans notre district que nous aurons une femme gouverneur et ça nous réjouit absolument. Voilà. Et en plus, Nicole, tu es la première gouverneure du district dont la nomination est annoncée en présence du président du Rotary International. Donc, félicitations, Nicole.
Merci.
Voilà.
Marc, merci beaucoup. Si nous avions tenu notre conférence, le Rotary Day à l'UNESCO, je vous aurais entretenu, l'équipe d'organisation vous aurait entretenu de la possibilité de mettre en place un partenariat entre le Rotary et l'UNESCO, comme ça a déjà été fait dans le passé, en particulier avec Jonathan Mayagbe. Donc c'était pour terminer votre présentation, cher Marc, c'était pour donner un prolongement à cette journée du Rotary Day à l'UNESCO.
Oui, je voudrais saluer particulièrement Marc, avec lequel j'ai le grand plaisir de passer quelques temps, puisque j'apprends ma future mission d'administrateur élu. Et je dois vous dire que j'apprécie beaucoup la façon dont Marc manage le board. Il est toujours souriant, on le voit là. Et puis, il est très professionnel pour faire en sorte que chacun puisse s'exprimer correctement. Donc, vraiment, ça a été un très grand plaisir de travailler avec lui. Merci à toi.
Merci beaucoup, Roger.